Alright, my friends. Rake, Fire, Jaguar, Meta. Big AoE. Lots of fire on the screen. Lots of fun. You can actually teleport like through the entire floor pretty much. The AoE is huge. Look at this. Like, shoop. It just ports me to the target. And we have double Jaguar. Like we are like full Jaguar spec. How much Jaguar? Yes. Loyalty's Mantle gives us crazy cooldown for this build. So we can make use of this Hunter. It's like what? 13 seconds. It's like nothing. No cooldown on Reno. Chop, so we can jump all the time, teleport, and also vortex the enemies in. And burn them all. That's right. And we can jump over this, flip. Big AoE. Yeah, this build will also work in higher pits for sure. Chop, chop, chop. Just slash them all down. It feels like a little bit like using a sword, like the Rake. You know, you wanted to play like a fire barb fantasy. People trying the ugly bastard helm. Well, this one's way cooler. Just rake them all down, man. Try this against the missile dampening, is pretty cool too. Yeah, this is definitely a cool build. I don't think it's quite as fast as Crushing Hands or Quill. But it is a ton of fun. Like, what's a little bit annoying sometimes is the cone. Like, it doesn't hit stuff behind you, right? So you're only really hitting, like, stuff that is in front of you. But yeah, I would say it still rocks. If you want to try, like, a cool new build. Chop, chop, chop. Hitting for some good dam. And yeah, I mean, we blast, like, a 2-minute run. Guess that's pretty okay. Chop, chop, chop. Boss spawn. Let's see how we chop this boss. Bramble. Okay, a tree. Fire is very effective against the tree. Did you see that? Burn it down with fire. Yeah, that's nice. So we're rocking Rake with a double Jaguar Spirit Hall and Kepaleke. And what this will do is like increase its range tremendously whenever you hit a target. And you also get a ton of stuff here from Loyalty's Mantle, because it's also giving you resource cost reduction, which has a very good synergy with Rod of Kepaleke, essentially increasing your DPS. So that's pretty cool. And we get a big Rake AoE with the Kepaleke, and this build's not like fully optimized or anything. And the cool thing with Loyalty is it also gives cooldown to our Jaguar, you see. Without the Jaguar, without Loyalty, our Jaguar Hunter is 32 seconds. And with it, it's just 13. So we can like dash, and then we attack, and we can basically dash again. Like, it's pretty cool for speeds. It's the same for Revenger. Look, 8 seconds cooldown, and without it, 20 seconds. And this is also pretty cool to reduce our evade cooldown here with the boot, so we can just evade more often while we use these spells. And just a pretty cool fire slash build here. So the rest is pretty standard here. We're rocking Pok Q, we're rocking Sol Xal, then we're rocking Shroud of the False Death. Ideally you want to triple crit the life here. This one gives you 1 to all passive, it's crazy. Alternatively, you can also play more resolve stacking chest here with Moras, which is also pretty good. Then we rock Moonrise here with Jaguar damage. Jaguar damage should be double dipping. We get Jaguar damage from our Rake, and we get Jaguar damage for our Jaguar Spirit Hall. So this one will apply twice. Then we have Interdiction here. Again, the combination here, 13 resolve stacks with the redirected force for some crazy block chance. And some crazy crit, like, I don't know, like when I attack here, like we have at least 5k, 6k crit already. Then we're rocking Duelist for extra ferocity stacks. Vortex size, I still like Vortex because a little bit of the downside is that this build is big AoE, but it only hits in like a cone, like in front of you, right? Like if you don't have resources, okay, it's not gonna hit that big. Like you see, it's only like a smaller cone in front of me, and enemies in the back not getting hit. So I like to Vortex and then just boom, blast them down basically. That's pretty cool. And then Kepaleke here, Xolxal, spends our resource, makes Rake big. That's why you also don't need any Rake size. You just get it baseline from Kepaleke, because here, when cast at maximum vigor, your core skills consume all vigor to return full damage cast at their largest size. So it's gonna be cast at largest size like as we have resources. I'm actually gonna walk here to the dummy and show you real quick. Then on the amulet, of course, we are rocking the Banished Lord's Talisman. This one makes you overpower on every hit with Peleke combined. You just need to make sure that you have 275 resources here. You see, I have 268. So we get it with the Rake resource of 26 is actually added to the Banished Lords. So we get it anyways. But resource should be fine usually. Should get 40 here from our Spiritual Attunement. And we have the baseline of Rake being applied. Let me actually unequip this. So the baseline of Rake here is added to our Banished Lord. So we actually get an extra plus 10. So that's how we get the 278 resources. You just need to make sure that it applies it to the Banished. This is like currently like a calculation bug. You see, when I'm hitting, every of my hit is gonna be overpowered. And we can actually get multiple target dummies and bosses. This works on every build, by the way. So the base cost of the skill is basically added to the Banished Lord's Talisman, which is like a bug, but that's just how it works at the moment. So we can get away with having a little less resources. Then we're rocking Midnight Sun, of course, here with 50% or whatever you need to hit maximum, but it should be pretty easy because we have Shroud of the False Death giving us crazy amounts of resources. And yeah, just I'll show you here at the target dummies. Like, look at this crazy AoE for Rake. Like, we can basically slash the entire screen. If I would not cast Revenger, let me let it run out here for a sec. Like, we can basically attack them from down here. Look at this. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. And without Revenger, obviously we're not overpowering. Like with Revenger, that's where we get all the resources back. And yeah, I think the hits are still pretty solid. See what we're gonna be hitting for here. Like, definitely a couple billion there. 4 trillion, 4 trillion, billion, trillion, man. We're on Spiritborn, 5 trillion. And yeah, the Loyalty's Mantle makes it possible very nicely. And then Jaguar, so both needs to be Jaguar for the Loyalty's Mantle to activate. Cooldown reduction, resource generation, and double the potency of the Jaguar Hall, increasing the damage even further. That's how also we have like pretty insane boss damage. Then on the skill tree, obviously put the 5 points into Rake here, and it reduces our cooldown even further, so that's pretty cool. Rest here is a pretty standard follow through. Balanced, we have Apex, Unrestrained Power, and then obviously you don't need to use Brilliance or anything, so we put 2 points in Armor Tide, so we get it to rank 5 whenever we attack, so we get the 2 resolve stacks on every hit here. Boom, 2 resolve stacks, goes down to 1. We have counter-offensive spec because we get counter-offensive from the Ring of the Midnight Sun. Very common question. And then we have extra points in the Hunter. If you have more points, you can put more on the Hunter. I basically use this like as a mobility skill, like you can basically jump everything, and with the current cooldown reduction that we have from the Helm, like it makes it like very possible to jump pretty much everywhere. And then the Paragon board, I don't really have it fully optimized in game. We're rocking Spirit at the starter board, it's always the same. And right now I don't want to switch my board, but there is a better board. I'm going to put the link of the planner in the description where you're playing in fighter, and then obviously you don't want to play Ferminate if you don't have Convergence. So the optimal board for Paragons will look like this. So this is a 250 board. Again, if you have more points, just populate the glyphs. We have Spirit in the starter board. Then up here we have Viscous Shield just like normal with Kenny. And this one works really well because it gives you a double 1.1x multiplier. Then on the left side here we have Sapping, normally with Hubris. And then now here we're rocking Exploit. This is basically because we need a source of Vulnerable. Because usually we get it from Quill Volley, but now we need it to get vulnerable. So we use Rake with Exploit to make the stuff vulnerable here. Then we're rocking Revealing, of course. So Exploit in the Revealing board. And then down here we have Colossal, still just 25 strength. And this one is just to activate the resolve stacking. And then we're rocking In Fighter, giving you more attack speed and more damage. So we are dropping completely the Convergence board. I have it right now in game because I didn't want to respec all the time. So that's why I'm playing Ferminate. But obviously, like, we're not doing lightning damage, so Ferminate is not the ideal choice. Just if you don't want to switch your board, you can do this. Ferminate, Exploit and Convergence, and then Colossal with Revealing. However, if you want to min-max the build, I definitely recommend following this plan. I also have it currently playing, so this is my current board here that I'm using. However, again, the optimized board is going to be better. You can also play Mystic Circles if you want. But what I do recommend here, and what I want to talk about quickly, is the Wild Claws versus Moonrise. I think Moonrise just wins. Like, the Wild Claws gives you like a 65 extra spirit. But I think the Moonrise is just giving you more damage. And keep in mind, with Kepaleke, Rod of Kek W, your core skills become basic skills, making it quite a bit stronger in these setups. So I'm definitely gonna take Moonrise in both of these, and yeah, also have Moonrise in the game right now because it just frankly does more damage. But the Jaguar here was pretty cool because it's double dipping. I think it's better than Overpower, so definitely recommend the going Jaguar damage because again it applies to your Rake. It also applies again to your Jaguar Spirit Hall. So it's much stronger because the Jaguar Spirit Hall can't overpower unless you have a Lethal Shrine. But usually it doesn't. And your Rake is the only thing that can overpower. So you can basically 2x the Jaguar damage. And that's why I think it's better than Overpower. And on the ring you can do the same. This is just like a generic ring that I use. I have Mystic Circle Potency. But I would also recommend you go for Jaguar damage if you want to min-max this build. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool. And definitely a lot of fire around here. And the big AoE, just wanted to showcase this to you here real quick. And cool build, very much different. Obviously, it's not as strong as Quilt Volley, but it is a cool build if you want to try something different. And let's be honest, guys, the game is not really all that challenging if you're playing Spiritborn. It's going to be like easy sailing through 100s and all these kind of other ones. And hope you enjoyed the overview, my friends here. Rake, fire, let's go. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like or a comment. I'm also live on Twitch almost every day, so come and say hi.